Are you guys all seeing the screen now? I see
Yes,
one.
we can see.
Okay, okay,
I'm
great.
seeing too.
Okay, great. Maybe let me reshare again for those who are not seeing. Like stop share and I share it again. Yeah, so in one of the sessions we had earlier last week, we introduced participants to fact checking, what fact checking is, and what information verification is, and what roles and sort of news consumers can play in seeing that we do fact checking practices as well as verify information. So we say that fact checking is sort of investigating claims that are made, and when we talk of information verification, is sort of seeing that we have accurate information before publication. So the difference is that fact checking is a before, sorry, after publication of content, and verification happens before publication of content. This happens with most of you guys when you do your reports, and fact checking happens now when your supervisor gets your report back and says, hey, looks like this thing is not adding up. Now, today, our focus here is now on the technical part, like what tools can you use to fact check news content. So, of course, all of you already know the types of the information disorder, which mainly relies on the falseness of the information and the intention of that information to harm. For instance, we say that misinformation, these are unintentional mistakes. So these unintentional mistakes can be things like inaccurate photo captions, can be things like inaccurate dates, can be things like inaccurate statistics, can be things like inaccurate translations, or can be something like when satire is taken seriously. Because there are people who take jokes or memes seriously. So when they take seriously, they become victims of misinformation. And disinformation is fabricated or deliberately manipulated audio or visual content. So disinformation is intentionally created conspiracy theories or rumors which people have intention to harm. And then malinformation is the deliberate publication of private information for personal or corporate rather than public interest, such as revenge pornography, such as deliberate change of context, date or time of genuine content. So these refer to malinformation. And then now when we look at fact checking is where we look at claims made by public figures, and fact checking relies on information from experts, from academia, and information from government agencies. So the result of fact checking is an educated conclusion based on the claim's veracity. And then debunking is where we look at false news and viral hoaxes. And verification happens, of course, before, and it is mostly on user-generated content, and it seeks primary evidence from eyewitnesses or through geolocation, reverse image search. So it results in a story being published or a false information being what? Stopped. So when we look at fact-checking tools, we say that social media encourages the sharing of images and videos and photograph. And the photograph, of course, as you all know, is very likely to spread than a longer text article. And fact-checking methodology teaches us as news consumers, as news creators, to spend time checking the content of images and videos, treating them as sources on their own, and to ensure we don't become part of a chain of misinformation. So many images and videos are shared and reshared online so many times that in most cases, their original context and information is lost. And sometimes for us to remember that verifying images and videos is not necessarily about whether the content was tampered with or altered in some way. So the aspect of verifying an image or a video is to find out if an image has appeared before a particular time and when and in what context did the image appear. You see, so this is why we sometimes check videos and images that circulate online that claim a lot of issues here and there. So what are the tips for you to share or not to share a post on social media? First, you need to make sure that you think twice. You think twice before you retweet on Twitter, before you repost on Facebook, or before you forward a message on Messenger or WhatsApp. And again, when you cite social media sources, always keep a record of the information. This record that you keep can be a screenshot. That is why you see a lot of people, they have a lot of screenshots in their phones. This is to help them keep record and serve as a reference for particular information. Second is you need to verify the source of the content. Always you need to check the social media handle and you verify that there exists, because times like especially on Twitter, you will see a screenshot of a tweet, especially from public figures like from Museveni, from unfortunately most of South Sudan's public figures are not online, so in most cases people don't see viral information from, but outside you will see a lot of screenshots. So your first work is to see whether that social media handle or account truly exists. Another thing you can do on social media is to check the history of the account, and you see who this account interacts with in terms of where they comment, in terms of the kind of post that they share, in terms of the kind of post they like or they laugh at or they wow. And also you find out how long the user has been on social media to rule out that the account was created for a specific purpose. So sometimes you realize that the account shares an information is around a particular time. So your work now as somebody who is verifying content is to check how long the account has been in existence, and so that you determine whether it wasn't formed for only a specific purpose. And also you see if you can triangulate their social media posts through checking other user-generated sites. Yeah, you look at where this kind of information is also circulating. And that is the meaning of triangulation. And then you check, if you found the content on Twitter, you check, are they also on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are they on LinkedIn? And you see whether the accounts match, and even the type of content, whether the type of content they share match. So this is very important. And this is something that we should always look out for as people who are verifying the source of content. Third, you need to verify the content. You find the original post, and you should never rely on links, never rely on retweets, never rely on screenshots or posts. Always go and find the original post, whether it exists. For instance, like most of us now, if we see news about the presidency, the first thing we do is we rush to the verified Facebook account of the presidency to see whether that information has been posted there. Or if we see a particular, like recently we see a video of iRadio News being read, and there were a lot of mistakes being made by the anchor. So the first thing a lot of people did was to rush back to the original iRadio Facebook page to see whether that video exists there. So this is a practice of fact checking that is very important. Another thing is to cross-check the information against other independent sources. Yeah. So you see whether other independent sources, not sources that are biased, and also do not rely on alternative media like Juba TV, Hot in Juba, and Juba Eye, and stuff like that. These are not. These people do not have sort of accurate information at most times. Most times they do copy and paste. So your work is to go for a mainstream media outlet like iRadio, like Radio Mariah, like the City Review, and so forth, or number one citizen newspaper. And then before always also when you get an image, make sure you verify the image before you repost the image, except it is a meme. And also, before you share a video or image on social media, you go and read the replies or comments and you see if there are questions about the authenticity. If you see an image being shared and you kind of doubt the image, you go and read. Sometimes, most cases, I read comments and replies. So you realize that there are very, very important clues about such videos and images. So this can be a step forward to helping you in your investigation. So make sure that you do that research, and that should be able to help you as somebody who is doing a fact-checking work. Also, you need to check the time, the date, and the location of post, and you see that this match up to the user's content description. Like most of you have seen, most of you who attended last week's session, we've given examples of posts that where like content really do not add up with the locations and the captions that we see in the images or videos. And then also you see when you see a quote being attributed to someone, you can do a comprehensive Google search to make sure it was said by that person. So this is very important. And this is third thing you should do when you are verifying content on social media. So again, when you're looking at an image or a video, you ask yourself these questions. Question number one, you ask yourself, was this taken at the mentioned time and location? What you can do is you can look closely at the following things. If it is on a road, you look if there are some signposts, you look if there's a billboard, and you see the kind of language on the signpost or a billboard, and you see if there are location clues on the billboard and stuff like that. You also see if there are flags around the image, which flag is there, which flag of which country and stuff like that. That is, and then you also look at vehicle license or number plates. Look at the number plates of the vehicles. Are they really number plates of the vehicles of the location that you are in, or it appears to be a number plate of a different place? And then you look at the side of the road that people drive in. For instance, in South Sudan, people drive maybe on the right, and in Uganda, people drive on the left. So this can be a clue for you if you are investigating a particular image. And then you also look at the geographical and architectural landmarks, such as skyscrapers, such as bridges and mountains. Yeah, you look at the kind of buildings around the image. Does that kind of building exist in your location? And you also look at stuff like bridges. Does that kind of bridge really exist in your location? You may also look at the weather at a particular time. For instance, people may say snow is falling in that image, and they say the image is from South Sudan. Then you ask yourself, does really snow fall in South Sudan, or this is probably an image that is from a different location? So these are things that you kind of ask yourself, and they really help you a lot in your investigation. And also in the video, again, you ask what languages are spoken in the video. Like we had a point where a South Sudanese journalist at that time called David Monodanga, he posted a video on Twitter where some person was being battered, was being beaten badly. But the language that was spoken in the video wasn't a South Sudanese language. And so that was a clear source of misinformation. Once he claimed that this was an incident that was happening in somewhere in South Sudan, but this wasn't true, because the language that people speak in the video is not a South Sudanese language, and not by any chance can be spoken by someone here. And then you also look at the time-specific advertising campaigns or the style of clothing. Like you see, what kind of dressing do people put on in that video, you see, or in that image? Is that really the way people dress in the place they claim the video is from or not? And then also you see whether the photo or video material has been altered in any way to exclude. Does it look enhanced in any way? Does it look very blurry lines, or does it have difference in visual quality and colors that fade out? Yeah. Now you should now look closely and you see whether there are signs that can tell us that the video has been photoshopped or stuff like that. So like these are important clues for you as somebody who is doing a fact-checking work. And lastly, you need to cross-check visuals with other imagery or footage of the same event or location. Yeah, because sometimes when we see cases of breaking news, there will be a lot of videos in circulation. So you also see other similar videos in the cases of breaking news. You see whether truly the video is from some kind of similar place. Yeah. So these are important things when you're looking at a video. These are questions you ask yourself, and they can really help you moving forward. So now, earlier I mentioned user-generated content. So what is user-generated content? During breaking news events, the audience is often more likely to turn to social networks for information, meaning that fast responders and emergency organizations are using social networks themselves. Yeah, most of you might have seen the case where earlier there was an announced protest and there was deployment of police across Juba City and stuff like that. So people were mostly following the news on social media, and now people decided to bring very old images and say, hey, the protest is ongoing and stuff like that. But then, when we have cases of breaking news like this, these events can invite false information to circulate, either deliberately or by accident. So meaning that journalists and humanitarian professionals should always start from a position that the content is incorrect. And then during emergencies also, when information can affect lives, verification is a critical part of the news gathering and information dissemination process. So this is something that all of us should take note of, whether you are somebody who creates content or you are just somebody who is a news consumer. So how do you set up a verification workflow for user-generated content? One, make sure that you have digital news gathering tools, make sure that you have archiving tools, make sure that you have a verification checklist, make sure that you have verification tools, make sure that you have memes and disinformation setup. Now, for you to do news gathering, there are a few tools that can help you in your news gathering process. One of the tools you can use is NewsWhip. So NewsWhip is not free. It's mostly used by big organizations like the New York Times. You have to pay for this. And we have CrowdTangle. CrowdTangle needs Facebook access. Like now, you need to be a verified member of the International Fact-Checking Network to be able to get access to CrowdTangle. And then you can use TweetDeck. TweetDeck is free. As long as you have a Twitter account, you can use TweetDeck. And then you can do Google Alerts. Anyone with a Google account can set Google Alerts. And if you use Reddit, Reddit is not commonly used in South Sudan, but in other places, it's a social media network. And then you can also do Google Trends. You can do Talkwalker Alerts. You can do Fitly. And you can check a list of verification resources by Craig Silverman. Now, I'm going to show you through, so with CrowdTangle, NewsWhip looks like this. Let me just click on NewsWhip and let me just share this screen instead. Are you seeing my new screen? Are you seeing my new screen?
Yes, we are seeing Vida.
Okay, so this is NewsWhip. So it is mostly like you need to pay for it. So it's just like this. If you have an account, you can just log in and stuff like that. And then we have CrowdTangle. Yeah, so this is how CrowdTangle looks like. And CrowdTangle, you need Facebook access, and after that, you can help sort of. You see, CrowdTangle is a tool from Meta to help follow, analyze, and report on what is happening across social media. But it mainly supports Facebook, Instagram, Twitter somehow, and also Reddit somehow. So when you have an account, you can just log in from here. Yeah, and you can also download the Chrome extension. It has a Chrome extension that can help you analyze. So the Chrome extension is free for everyone. So let me just put the link Those ones who are using a computer, I am putting the link in the chat box, and you can just download the Chrome extension for CrowdTangle. This is how the Chrome extension looks like. You can see this side of the screen. So it can help you analyze a link that can tell you how many times this link was shared on Twitter, how many times it was shared on Facebook, how many times it was shared on Reddit or Instagram, and who is sharing it. So this is very important, and it is free for anyone to kind of use and to help them in their investigative work. So you can just click here, click add Chrome extension, and you see here I am already adding the extension. I don't have it actually on this account of mine, so let me just add it and click add extension. So you will see it in your extensions list. Yeah, it's been added. So now I can analyze links in case I have any links that I want to dive into for my investigation. I can just, but again, it will want me to log in using my Facebook account. Yeah, it will want you to log in using your Facebook account. So let me log in. Oh, I cannot remember my Facebook details. Okay, let me just see what works. Oh, yeah, I am successfully logged in. Yeah, again, if I want to analyze Twitter, I can do the same. And yeah, so that is how the CrowdTangle extension works. And this is something that you may need to try out to help you in your investigative work as a news consumer or as somebody who creates content. And then another one is TweetDeck. So another one is TweetDeck. So TweetDeck helps you kind of put together some. TweetDeck helps you put together some. Let me see what's up with my TweetDeck. Yeah, so my TweetDeck is here. It's loading, and so you just go to tweetdeck.twitter.com. Let me share the link in the chat box. So most of you want to try, you can try out. That is TweetDeck. You just need your Twitter account to be able to do this. So, so for instance, this is how the TweetDeck looks like for me. And you can create a list of lists that you want to monitor. Like for instance, I have created a link of African fact-checking organizations. So each time these African fact-checking organizations publish anything, I will just see from here. And then I have put a list of mainstream media like Miraya, iRadio. So anytime they post, I will just see their post coming up here. You see, and you can do this here. This is how the TweetDeck interface looks like. So these are the decks. So the decks are where you can kind of put on lists that you want for yourself. So you can do searches here, and here you can go to home, and here this is where your list will appear, and here these are your notifications. And if you want to add another column or another deck, you can click here and you can choose what you want. Do you want a list? Do you want a list? You want a column for trends? You want a column for your likes? But in this case, we use them for lists mostly so that you can monitor what you want. So for instance, my list of mainstream media, I can come here and then I can edit list. So this is how the list looks like. So kinda I have added my mainstream media like Sudan Sports, the City Review, Sawa Sawa Network, the Insider, Number One Citizen, so stuff like that. So in case you want another media house that you want to add, maybe I don't know which media house I have not included here. But maybe let's say you want to include Juba Monitor. I don't know whether Juba Monitor is on Twitter. So yeah, we have Juba Monitor here, Juba Monitor. So let's say you can include it like this, and it will be added to your list. So once you are done, you can click done, and now you have a list of of your mainstream media that you want to monitor. So they can you can get pop-ups whenever they publish any sort of content. So that is how the tweet deck works. And oh yeah, thank you so much. Let me add Juba Echo WEC. Let me add Juba Echo. Let me just come and edit. Let me edit list and I can add Juba Echo. Juba Echo. Yeah, so Juba Echo is here and good. So whenever Juba Echo publishes, I will just get the work in my list. So now you see these are the list of stuff that I monitor. So like this is a post from Miraya 27 minutes ago. This is a post from iRadio 1 hour ago, and 2 hours ago from Tamazuch 2 hours ago. You see, so I can just get this in real time in terms of that. Hot in Juba is not mainstream media, my friend. Hot in Juba is not mainstream media, and so another one that we can do is Google Alerts. So the Google Alerts is if you're a journalist or if you're a researcher and you want to follow specific topics, so you can Google will send you notifications each time your keyword is published somewhere. So what you can do is you just click Google Alerts. Yeah. So this is it. You go to alerts.google.com. I'm sharing the link in the chat box for Google Alerts. This is the link for Google Alerts. So this is how Google Alerts look like. So for instance, I have set 2 alerts. One alert is for 211 check. So each time 211 check is mentioned anywhere, I will just get an alert in my in my chat, in my email. So for instance, let's say you can put your keyword here. Let's say you are somebody who wants to monitor any news mentioned in South Sudan. So you can just put South Sudan like this. So anytime South Sudan is mentioned, you will just get alert. So you see, it will give you example. You see like women's clinic in South Sudan, a casualty of distracted world. This was published by ABC News. And this one, I think this one is a trend today. ABC News, the Washington Post. All you see, today this is a trend, I think, published almost by most of these big media outlets. So anytime South Sudan is mentioned anywhere in the news, you will just get the alert in your chat box and they will give you the links. So you can choose more setting options here. Like for instance, how often do you want to receive the alert? Like for me, I always put as it happens. And then what sources do you want? News or blogs? Like for always we put automatic sources. And then what language do you want? Always English, anywhere in the region, and which results do you want? Let's say for me, I always want all results. And then the email you want to deliver to, you can put the email here. Like I put info@211check.org as the email. After when you are done, you can click create alert. So now your alert has been created. Anytime there is mention of South Sudan in the news, you will receive an email that shows you, hey, these are the alerts. So for instance, you look at this, you guys can look at my email inbox. You see when you look at my email inbox, you can see Google alert here for 211 check. So it kind of sees where I mentioned 211 check. where check is mentioned, where 211 is mentioned, it brings kinda. So this is how the alert looks like. So you can kinda click on this and can help you in this. And let's say that maybe you are a researcher and you want to monitor stuff about maybe finance, maybe you want information about, let's say, education, maybe education in South Sudan or something of that kind. So anytime things about education in South Sudan is mentioned, you see like this education assessment, education in South Sudan, and stuff like that. So this can help you a lot in sort of news gathering and stuff like that. Yeah. So and then another one is another alternative for Google Alerts is called Talk Walker Alert. So Talk Walker Alert is here, and yeah, so you can again create your alert here. For instance, if you want an alert for South Sudan, you can just write South Sudan, and then you put your email here. For this is my email, and then you can choose the sites. You see, news, Twitter, blogs, discussions, and then how often do you want to receive as it happens. For me, I want all results. You can agree, and then your language, then you can put create alert. So this is again one news gathering tool called Talk Walker. It's an alternative for Google Alerts. Let me put the link for Talk Walker in the chat box. Yes, yes, Modi. Google Alerts sends the link direct to your inbox for any alert that you set. So it can be on any topic, like. So it can be on topic like technology, if you're somebody who's a tech survey, maybe if you want alerts on iPhone, maybe you're somebody who likes iPhone. So you can just put any keyword that you want to gather information on, and that anytime that information is published by any media outlet, you will definitely get that one in your chat box. So this is a very important news gathering tool for any of you. So I'm going to skip track Reddit because it's not very relevant for most of us here, because most of us here don't use Reddit. So we can do Google Trends. So Google Trends is going to help you sort of see what are some of the, let me just put this for you in the chat box so that you guys can check out. No. Mandena, these ones are not apps. You just use them on the internet. You set up them on the internet. So this is Google Trends for the like here the location is the US, so you can kind of change the location if you want. Let's say South Sudan, SS. We don't have South Sudan here. Okay, let's just say Sudan. Yeah, so so you can kind of check which term are people searching in South Sudan a lot. So you can kind of put here, like most people are now searching stuff around World Cup, around football. And when you see global trends, like in Malaysia, this is the keyword being searched. In Denmark, FC Barcelona. In South Africa, India versus South Africa. In Germany, Nico this. In Vietnam, in Italy. In Kenya is Man United versus West Ham. In Brazil is Scotland. So these are the trends that people are searching everywhere in the world. So you can explore a lot of topics. Let's say if our interest in South Sudan as the search term, we want to see what people are saying. What this search term, how many times this search term has been searched. So you see South Sudan national football team, refugees. So most of the topics around South Sudan as a search term, people are searching South Sudan news today, music, South Sudan Tribune, and stuff like that. So these are some queries that people are searching around South Sudan. And this is something that you can explore as somebody who is doing news gathering. And then another one we have is I don't know why this is not clicking. Okay, let me just write Feedly. We have Feedly. So Feedly is a tool that you can use for putting your news websites together and sort of help you in terms of what, yeah. So this is Feedly. You just go to feedly.com. And for those of you who are on phones, the good news is Feedly has a phone app you can download on Android so that you can use Feedly. You can just come down here. Yeah, Feedly for iOS, Feedly for Android. Let me just copy the links for you here. Feedly for Android is here. You can download Feedly app, and Feedly for those who are using iPhone, Feedly for iOS is here. Yeah. So Feedly is kind of something that you can use for setting up a lot of news topics, so that you can get, it helps you as somebody who is doing your research, as somebody who's a journalist, and you can kind of see what sort of content that you want. So what you have to start by creating an account. Let's say we get started for free, because I don't have an account using this email. I have an account, but using a different email. But for me, usually, I do not want these setups. So what I do is I can just create my account using my Google account. Yeah, I can create using the 211 check email, and yeah. So now my account is created for me, and they will just ask me a few questions. Yeah. So what do I want to use Feedly for work or for personal? If I want to use Feedly for work, what is the main case? Do I want to use it for market intelligence, for threat intelligence, for biopharma research, for sales enablement, for content curation? So I'm going to use it for content creation. So what is the name of my company? 211 Check. And what is my company website? 211check.org. Just put 211check.org. What is my job title? I am an associate editor, and I can finish. Yeah, so now this is my Feedly. This is how Feedly looks like. Now, if this is how Feedly looks like, and now what you do is you can create your topic, or you can create websites, and you can put Twitter, you can put Reddit, you can add newsletters, you can get tweet feeds daily, and you can add websites that you want to follow. You can create a folder here. So let's say I want to follow iRadio. So I can just do a search. So iRadio appears here, you see. iRadio is here, then I can just click follow. So iRadio will be added to my list. So let me say I am going to put iRadio in a folder. Let me say mainstream media. Let me just say mainstream media. Yeah, then I can create folder, and iRadio will be drawn in my, you see, so I have mainstream media, I have iRadio here. So let me just come to today. So so you see, all iRadio news will just appear to me here. You see, scenes of horror as over 150 killed in South Korea, Halloween has stampede, EU UN call for women empowerment, Somalia bombings, twin blasts kill 100 in capital, activists ask government to ensure return of IDPs, Red Army member presumed dead, set for heroic homecoming. You see, so prison officers shot dead in Warab State. So you can kind of like, you keep track and you get like updated each time they publish content. So if you want, if you come back to your folder and you sort of here, and let's say you want to now add more info, you can then do a lot of settings here, and And it can give you how many stories typically a month iRadio writes. Like here, they can give you that iRadio typically produce 255 articles per month. That is on a good month. And it can also help you a lot in sort of other analyses that you can use for your work. Yeah. So this is very good, especially if you're looking at gathering news from websites and stuff like that. But then if you want more features, then you will need to pay. You will need to pay, and you will need to pay and get extra features for your work. So here you can sort of track trends and topics. You can sort of follow more websites. You come here. So let's say now we want to follow the website for Juba Echo. Juba Echo, but some websites may not appear. Like let me say Juba Echo, jubaecho.com. Yeah, so Juba Echo is here. I can also follow it, and I can add it to my folder of mainstream media. And yeah, so let me say, so I want to see what Juba Echo has been publishing recently. So Juba Echo, you will see that Juba Echo has been published. JETCO urges calm as it fixes generators. Army Chief tightens security clearance for aircraft to BA. Court has adjourned hearing into case filed against South Supreme Airlines. Hunger bites in the Middle East in the wake of heavy flooding. Enjoy certain value in addition of food products. You see, so we have a couple of stuff that you can just follow from here instead of going to the individual websites of these media outlets. So you can add more. Let's say we want to add for the city review, we can say cityreviewss.com and city review. I don't know whether that is a real website name or stuff like that. I don't know whether it is. Yeah, it is the one. So you can just add city review, and our folder is mainstream. So it's added now to our list, and you see city review here. So you can see what city review has been writing today or recently. And yeah, Governor Ngor offers job to Awili students in Egypt. Makwe wants more funds for flood mitigation, says SSB 60 billion not enough. Outcry as Jongole government crack down on local produce. MPs wage war at Treasury. So here it gives you the name of the author, like here, Elvin Joshua. So Elvin Joshua is not actually the writer of the story, but is a person who publishes the story on the website. So that's why you see Elvin's, but it's not the one who wrote this story. It depends on the settings of the website. Like for instance, the one for Juba Echo. For Juba Echo is good. Like it clearly states this is by Simon Atem. This is Simon Atem. This is Awana Check. This is editorial team. This is Simon Atem. So I think Patrick Oyet. So like the one for for Juba Echo, they have put clearly like how the authors will appear. Let me see the one for iRadio. For iRadio, I think iRadio also, it has the same case like that of City Review. It gives the person who publishes on the website. You see like here, this is Chan Ninriu. So this is the website editor. So I think these are settings that the organizations need to kind of put in place. Otherwise, this is just the basics. You can explore more of these tools at your free time if you're looking at monitoring news on websites. And then another one is, the last one is verification tools by Craig Silverman. And yeah, so these are a list of verification tools that you can kind of check at your free time. It's a Google document. It is a Google document, and you can check it. You see tools for essential browser plugins. These are essential Chrome extensions that you should have. The InVid verifier, the Wayback Machine, the Ghostery, the CrowdTangle. And then for photo analysis, you have reverse image search, Yandex image search, photo forensics, video analysis, you have here, website analysis, you have here, social media search and account analysis, they're here. Finding people online, they're here. How to analyze advertising, they're here. How to analyze web traffics, they're here. How corporate business tools, they're here. Other guides and resources for yourself, presentations from Cake Silverman, they're here. So I'm going to share this link in the chat box, so you can kind of visit this Google Docs at your free time to explore more of those tools by Craig Silverman. And here, let's move on. We move to archiving. We move to archiving. So yeah, we are now in archiving. So archiving is sort of like keeping records for certain things as evidence. So for instance, if you see something, you need to save something. You need to always take screenshots with dates and links, and you need to download videos. You need to save links to the Wayback Machine. Yeah, make sure if you see news, breaking news, and there are chances that that breaking news might be brought down, you need to always make sure that you take screenshots, you download the videos as quickly as possible. Like we have tools that make that very easy. Tools like if you're using the phone, something like SnapTube is very good downloader for you guys. And if you're using a computer, make sure you add Y2Med, especially to download YouTube videos and other downloaders for social media videos and stuff like that. So this is very important so that you have evidence in case anything goes wrong, because there are people who are very funny. If they realize that you are investigating them, they may decide to bring down post, or they may decide to change certain information that they have on their website to render your investigation very vague. So it's important that you keep the records for yourself, and that can help you a lot in the long way. So what are some of the tools you can use? One of the tools you can use for archiving is called the Internet Wayback Machine. So the Internet Wayback Machine helps you to save links. This is how the Internet Wayback Machine looks like. I'm going to share the link in the chat box. If you're using a computer, you should be able to open these links as soon as I share. Yeah. So this is the link for the Wayback Machine. And so this is how the Wayback Machine looks like. So here you see a lot of information on web, books, video, audio, software, images, and you can sign up for an account. You can upload content. You can create content, but I haven't signed up an account. But what you can do is, for instance, if you have a website and you are investigating it, let's say you are investigating the 211 Check website, you can just put the website link like this, and then you browse the history of the website. You want to see how many times this website has been saved on the internet machine. So it gives history that this website has been saved for 41 times between September 18 and 2020 and now. You see, this website, the 211 Check website, was actually created in September 2020, you see. So here you can see it kind of highlights the records of the 211 Check website. You can see here like this. So here it gives you times like this, like when this website, it was first saved on 18 September 2020 at 5 p.m. So when you click, and so it will tell you, hey, this is how the 211 Check website was in September 2020. Yeah, you see. So the 211 Check website was like this in September 2020, and it wasn't in the current form, you see. So this is how the 211 Check website was. It had this, and this like this. So it had this design, and you see. So this was how the 211 Check website was in September. So it can help you also check the history of any site. Let's say we want to check the website for iRadio. The website for iRadio has been in existence since 2013, you see. up to now. So let's look at how the iRadio website looked like in 2013. It was first saved in April 2013, and let's see how it looked like. And oh yeah, it's still loading. And so you can kind of get information back in time of how. So this was how the iRadio website looked like. You see stuff like that. It was. Let me reload. Yeah, so it was. It's not bringing something full, but kind of, I don't know whether it's my network issue or stuff like that. Let's see how it was in 2014. The first capture was in January. Let's see at that time. Yeah, so this was how the iRadio website was kind of like. And yeah, so the design like this, and these are some of the stories posted at that time and stuff like that. Yeah, so this is one way you can use the Wayback Machine to look at the history of a site back in time and how many times it's been saved. How many times it's been saved by the Wayback Machine. So another thing is you can use it to save a particular page, you see? So for instance, now, let's say we want to save the page of this. We can just come here, come to save page now, then you paste your link here, then you click save page. And so it tells us there's an error. We click again, save page. It's trying to save. So when it is saving it tries to tell you that, hey, I'm trying to save the Zoom link for this meeting. So it's still saving. And of course, if something goes wrong, they will send you an error and stuff like that. But this is something that you can save for future reference and in case anything happens and stuff like that. So the Wayback Machine, it also has an app that you can kind of put, and you see it is done. So it's been captured. So this is the link for this Zoom meeting, and you see it tells me, hey, you joined the meeting and stuff like that. Yeah, you can put your name here and put your name and stuff like that. Yeah. So like this, I have saved the link, and so this is one way you can use it. So you can explore some of these things at your free time so that you get the best out of it. Let me see if we can get the link for the phone. You come down here and let me check down here. Why is it endless? Come on. Serious. So let's say, okay, let us click software. This it's supposed to be down here. I don't know why it doesn't stop to scroll. But I will share with you guys the link to the Android app. I have the app, or you can just install you can kind of, yeah, it's here. The Android app is here, so that you can install in your phone and begin saving links for your future use. This is the one for Android. The Chrome extension is here. The one for using an Apple computer, this is where it is. And yeah, so you can save links for your future reference. Another one is called Archive Today. So Archive Today, the purpose of archive today is only to save, you see. Let's say, let me go to let me see if I have a link that I want to save. Okay, let me say I want to save the link of this presentation. I can come here and I come to archive, then you can just paste the link here and you click save. So once you click save, it will load and it can capture the information for you.
Yes, Bida. Yes, it loads. Okay.
Yes, please, you can ask your question.
Yes. Once it saves, where does it go? For example, once I close the browser, is it saved somewhere?
No. You need to keep the link. So once it is saved, yeah, you need to keep the link because that is the link that you will use to refer to. You will not get it, my friend, if you don't save the link.
Sawa.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and that one is loading. So that is just simple. That is how it is used. And as it loads, this is the next one is called. The next one is called Parma.cc. So Parma.cc is paid, and you can only get it for a few screenshots. Then after that, you need to pay. The rest is paid. This is Parma.cc. Again, it is the same as archive.today. Archive.today is absolutely free, and also the other one that I first sold is free. You don't need to pay for it, but this one is paid. I think, let me first sign up. I don't have an account here. Let me sign up for an account. Let me sign up for an account. Yeah, so you can choose when you're signing up, it asks whether you want to choose for anyone can create an account, whether you're a library, you're a faculty. For me, let me just say I'm an individual. So I'm an individual. What is my name? 211 check. My email is info@211check.org, and then I can create an account. Yeah, so the account has been created and they have sent a link to my email. Let me create my password. Yeah, so like this now, my account is saved and I can put my email and I can log into my account. Please let us stay muted. Let us stay muted. If you don't stay muted, I will kick you out of the meeting. Yeah, so this is how Parma looks like. So with Parma, you can then put the URL that you want to save here. But now you have only 10 Parma links. You have only 10. Otherwise, you have to subscribe. So you can just paste the link here and it will be saved. So I do not want to use it because I want to use it for something else. And then you can just do that. You can paste it. You can try with your 10 URL. Yeah, you guys can try at your. You can try and you can create your permalinks for yourselves. And where's the link I was saving? I'm not seeing it now. Looks like, okay, yeah. So this is, you see what I was saving. See, this is what I was saving using archive today. So this is the link for the, so you can see the screenshot here, and you can see this is the screenshot that they have taken for me. And then this is the web page that they have taken for me. So this is the link that I have to save. So for instance, Modi, I can share the link in the chat box like this, and you can just click that link to be able to to click, and you get what I actually saved here. And that is how it works. And then yeah, so the next thing is, some of you, sometimes you guys face difficulties for you to screenshot stuff on your computer. One way, the simplest way, is by using, how do you call it? How do you call the thing for screenshotting on the computer? Is called snipping tool. Yeah. So snipping tool comes with Windows, and you can use it for simple screenshots that you can do and stuff like that. You can use snipping tool to do a screenshot, and then you can copy paste, or you can save that. But then when you're on a browser, there are things you can use. One of it is called Awesome Screenshot. So Awesome Screenshot helps you take screen captures of a full page. You know, the issue with the snipping tool is it's a bit challenging in terms of sometimes taking a bigger stuff. But then with Awesome Screenshot, this is how it looks like. You can add it to Chrome for free, and you should be able to take really amazing screenshots from your computer, or you can even record videos. You can record 5-minute videos if you're using the free one. For instance, let's say this is it. I can click my Chrome extension like this, and then I can choose whether I want the visible part, or a full page, or an area. Let's say I want a full page of this. I can just click, then it is capturing now. You see, it is capturing my screen. The entire screen is being captured. So you see my screen has been captured. So this is how the screenshot looks like. It's being uploaded here, and then you see, so this is how the screen has been captured. It's opening, and so that is how exactly the Awesome Screenshot works. Yeah, it's been captured, and you can download it as a PNG. You can save it in a folder on the cloud. You can create a shareable link in case you do not want to save it. You can create a shareable link. Then you can copy the link, and then you can paste it. For instance, let me paste it for you guys, so you can check my screenshot. And yeah, so this is how the screenshot looks like, and that is just how the Awesome Screenshot works. So for instance, now if you want to do something different, like you want to record a video, you can just click the Awesome Screenshot, and then you change the tabs from capture to record, and then you can record up to 5 minutes if you're on the free. Then you can just hit, you see my face down here, you see my camera has been turned on, and I can begin explaining something to you guys, and I can record, and I can share the videos with you, and you can see what I have done. So that is how Awesome Screenshot works, and it can help you a lot as you do your work as a fact checker. And then the last one is Screencastify. So Screencastify is used for recording short videos, again, 5 minutes videos, you see. So you can add it to Chrome. It's free, and I have added to my Chrome already, and I can record videos if I want. I can record videos, 5 minute videos, and yeah, you see, You can record up to 10 videos for free, and boom, you can share it with your people and they can see how you've been recording yourself. So these are archiving tools that are very important for you to keep record as a fact checker and see that sort of you have evidence in case someone wants to implicate you. And lastly, I see Charles Agre sharing Pocket. So Pocket, I think Pocket works more like Pocket works more like Pocket works more like Feedly, yeah? How many of you use Pocket here? So this is Pocket. So Pocket works more like Feedly, and you can save kind of stories that I don't have an account. So let me just create an account. Let me continue with my Google account and then see how it works. Charles, let me hope this is the Pocket you are meaning. Let me hope I have not assumed it. Is Charles there? The guy who
yes,
saying
it's the one.
is the one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, great. So this is Pocket. So once you create your account, you can choose what you want it for. Like, let's say you want it for business, for career, for entertainment. Let's say we're doing it for business, and I can continue. Then, so this is how it is. It has the home tab, the discover tabs, the collections tab. So the list tab is where you can kind of put the sort of stuff that you want for yourself. And here you can favorite, you can archive, you can tag, you can share, and you can even delete. And here you can save a URL, you can search, you can edit bulk. Let's say, for instance, this I don't. Let's say here you want to save a URL. Let's say, how many URLs do I have here? Let's say we want to save this URL for 211 Tech. I can click add, and it's doing its work. So the URL has been saved here. So if I want to view original, I can click like this, and it takes me to the original. So this is how Pocket works, and this is something that you can try out as you look for kind of putting on a lot of important stuff that you really want for yourself. And and guys, that is the end of archiving tools for this session. So yeah, this is just Screencastify for taking screenshots and video recording. This is yeah. So let's go for a 5 minutes break. I am tired of talking. We're going for a break, and in this break, I'm going to put the attendance list in the chat box. So please and please, guys, fill the attendance in the chat box. It's very, very important, and put your correct number for your data reimbursement. Fill your attendance. Fill your attendance for today here. We'll return at 3:25. Right now it's 3:20. So you fill the attendance and you take a cup of water near you, and let's meet in 5 minutes, guys. Otherwise, put other questions that you have in the chat box also. Please fill your attendance. It's very, very important. Fill your attendance for today. Very important. And if you're only here today, or if you are here yesterday and you're not here today, you will not receive full reimbursement of your data. Oh, perfect. So I hope all of you have signed your attendance, and yeah, we are good to go, guys. Now, verification checklist. There are things you need to ask yourself when you come across content. One, ask yourself, is this the original version of the story? Who captured this? And on what date and time did they capture this? At which location was it captured? What are the motivations of the person who captured it? So these are 5 important questions that you should ask yourself in our verification checklist as fact checkers. So is this original version? What does this question entail? This question entails that you establish the author or originator of the image or video. You search for earlier versions of the image or video. You can use a service like Google Reverse Image Search or TinEye. You can paste the URL or copy of the image into either, and they will scan the web to see if there are any matches of that image. You can also contact the source of the image directly on social media and ask them for clues and permission to use their content. So this is first thing, and this is what the question entails. So how do you do a reverse image search? So the reverse image search is similar to an ordinary Google search, but instead of using words like
We have lost you.
Are you speaking, please?
so I was knocked out, unfortunately. I don't know how it happened. uh, that was weird. So are you guys getting me? Are you seeing my screen now?
Yeah, we are seeing now.
Okay, great. You're
But
welcome back.
it is still loading. Yeah, we can now see it.
Okay, perfect. I was knocked out, unfortunately. So let us all mute now and we continue. Okay, so I was saying that I hope I was knocked after I had finished this. So this is what the question is: this original entail? And then we were now looking at a reverse image search. So how do you perform a reverse image search? So the purpose of a reverse image search is to check the internet to find out if there are some matches of a particular image, okay? So you want to see whether this image was used elsewhere at a time before the publication. So what you do is you can click on this camera icon and then you upload the image if it is on your computer. Let's say we want to search for this image of this bishop. So it kind of checks and it's loading and it tells me, hey, this image, this is a visual match for this issue. You see, so it tells me this here is a close match for this image. Or if you like, you can click find search source image, and then this is how the search would look like. You see it kind of Archbishop Dr. Paul Yugusuk, and then it checks here, YouTube, and this image was used here, you see. Anglican priest killed in South Sudan in renewed military, yay to get new ECSS bishop by April. Archbishop urges, you see, this image was used a lot of times, and even on my blog, I've seen it on my blog, and you see media updates, you see Radio Tamazuch, you see Anglican, and then so then you can kind of see when it was used. Like this was in 2021, This was in 2020 and stuff like that. And then you can use tools. When you come to tools here, you can sort the image based by the time. You can see in the past year in custom range. For instance, let's say you want to check this image between 2021 and let's say 2016. So you just want to check a particular date range to see when this image was used. So here, yeah, it was in 2020. So this one can tell you that likely this image was first used in 2020 here, because even Radio Tamazuch used it in 2021. So this could be the first time this image was used on the internet, you see. So this is how you perform a simple Google search to kind of establish the time when a particular image was used. And then also we have TinEye search. So TinEye search is mostly helps. It's mostly very effective in is mostly very effective with sort of stock images, and you can add it to your Chrome by clicking Add to Chrome. When you click Add TinEye to Chrome, and yeah, you can choose your browser, and my browser is Chrome, and then it can be added. Yeah, they will say visit Chrome store like this, and here I am on Chrome, and then I can add TinEye reverse image search to Chrome, add extension, and boom, TinEye has been added to my Chrome extensions, and it can help me in case I come across an image that I would like to search. But then, straight on TinEye, you can search. One, you can put the image URL here, or you can just upload the image. Let us look at the same image of Bishop Yugusuk, and then it is uploaded. And TinEye has failed to find the image of Yugusuk. It tells me 0 matches, you see. So it kind of does not tell me. Let's try another image. Let's try the image of this UNMISS chief in South Sudan, and you see it brought 19 results. You see the result of this bishop, you see, of this UNMISS chief. You see here. So it brings a lot of incidences in which the image was used, the results, and the dates. This one 2019, 2018, and stuff like that. So this is how you can use TinEye to perform a reverse image search, and you can sort them here. You can sort here by the oldest image first. You see, the oldest image was in 2014, you see, and you can check by the newest and stuff like that. So this is how it can help you kind of do your work and doing reverse image search using TinEye. So TinEye is used on the computer. Reverse image search, you can also use it on the phone to do that. So let's continue, guys. Now another one here is reverse image search. So reverse image search is an extension that you can add, and it can help you a lot, especially as you browse the internet. Let me just share the link for the reverse image search extension, and let me just show you how you can use it. Already I have it in my Chrome. That's why it indicates here remove from Chrome. So I have it already. Now let's say I don't know what I can say, but let me just get any news article. Okay, so let's look at this story of South Sudan's clinic in South Sudan, a casualty of distracted world. In a world where the maternal mortality rate is one of the highest, in a country where the maternal mortality rate is one of the highest in the world, a small clinic dedicated to reproductive health care for more than 200,000 people is about to be shut down, you see. So this story was written by Deng Machol for the Associated Press. So now, for instance, if you come across this image and then you want to see where these people got this image, or you want to see the chances that this image was published somewhere before now. When you have the reverse image search extension, what you can do is you can right click on this image. So you guys are seeing my list, you see? So it tells, you see reverse image search here. And it tells me, let me say I want to search on Google, on Bing, on Yandex, on TinEye. Let's say I want to search on Google. I want to see whether this image was used elsewhere at the time before now. You see? So it tells me clinic, and then it brings similar images, you see? 6 hours ago, 3 hours ago. This story has been published viral, I think. Yeah, 6 hours ago. So this means that yeah, so you can click next, and let's see if there are chances that, again, this story is viral. I see it's been published a lot of times. Yeah, a lot of times, the same story by several media outlets. You see, the same story. So this means that there are high chances that this image was just published recently, or else you can now come to the tools, and then you want to see at the time, let's say you want to put a range, let's say between 2021 and 2010. I want to see whether this image was used. Yeah, you see, so there's no result. So this means that this image was first published just less than a day ago. So this can sort of give you heads up and say, hey, yeah, so this image was not taken from a different site, and now that a thumbs up for the person who shared it and stuff like that. So that is the work of reverse image search as an extension. So you can add it to Chrome. This is how it looks like, and when you search it, when you right click the image, it brings something like this. Yeah. So now let's come to videos. How do you verify videos online? So you can verify videos by using a reverse image search. So how do you do this? You can use a screenshot or thumbnail from a video and do a reverse image search to find the video online. Another tool you can use is citizenevidence.amnesty. Citizen Evidence is a tool by Amnesty, and you can use it for searching a YouTube video. You can put a YouTube video in the search bar, and then you kind of look through the results. So let's say Amnesty YouTube data viewer. Let me check if I have it. I don't have it. Amnesty YouTube data viewer. So this is how it looks like. Yeah. So the Amnesty data viewer is like this, and I don't know if you guys, anyone with a YouTube video, let us look at it. Let me just get a YouTube video quickly, a YouTube video link, just any link of the YouTube video. For instance, yeah, Museveni meets copy link. So I can just come here and then put the link of the YouTube video here, and then you can click go. I don't know whether it is down or what. So it should be loading, and then it should be able to bring some analysis of the video, and that can give you a few tips on how to proceed with your investigative work. I don't know why it's taking pretty long, but this is how it works. So you just paste the links, and then it gives you an analysis of the video itself and some. And then another one is you can use an invite. So invite is you can use invite. So invite is a plugin where you can do video and image verification. and it kind of gives you, sort of the particular tools you can use for reverse image search, and also it can give you tools you can use to fragment, a particular video. So for instance, this is my extension. You need to put it as an extension, and then once you want to use it, you can just click on it and you open the toolbox. So this is how the Invit toolbox looks like. The Invit toolbox looks like this. It has tools for video analysis, for keyframes, for thumbnails, for video rights, for metadata and stuff like that. So for instance, if you want to do a video analysis, you click and then you paste the link of the video. For instance, this is the link of the same video I was trying on amnesty. So you can submit, and then the video will be processed. So you see, it gives you the title of the video: Museveni meets parents of Balam, events promoter, as he opens Radio 7 in Masindi, September 2022. So it gives you the video count. The video has been viewed 13,912 times. It has been liked 147. It has 1 dislike. The duration is 9 minutes. It is licensed content, and it was uploaded at this time on 29th October 2022. You can see what is the name of the channel. The channel is Ben Live, and the description of the channel is here. And the channel was created on this day in 2012. The channel view count is 45 million. The channel page is here. The number of subscribers is 250,000. The video comments, so the thumbnails of the video are here, you see. So this is the kind of analysis that this tool does for you. And then now you can, if you want to search, you can just right click and then you do a reverse image search if you want to establish the accuracy or where else this particular video was used. So that is the tool for the video analysis. And then now keyframes is where the video is fragmented only. The work here is to see that the video is fragmented into images. So you can do a link, or you can upload a local video from a local file here, and you'll be able to get into the analysis of the video. So that is how the Invit We Verify works. I see a link provided there, yeah, and it's loading. Yeah, the fragmentation usually takes pretty long, but it's worth waiting for. And yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, it's taking pretty long. Yeah, but then yeah, so it's here. So give sort of the results of the fragmentation of the video and stuff like that. So that is it with the verification of video. So the next question is, who captured it? Who captured it? So who captured it is, you could look at the location. You can contact the photographer. You can ask for the original video image. You can ask yourself whether the story matched the clues in the image. You can read the comments. Please and please always read comments. Read replies to tweets on Twitter. This really helps you get clues to a particular suspicious content that you come across. If the photo is original, you can search for the metadata. So metadata, you can use 2 tools. One of the tools for metadata is photo forensics and verify EXIF. Now, metadata is referred to as EXIF data when it comes to digital images, and it refers to the information that is embedded in an image. If the image is an original, there is a good chance you will see information about the make and model of the camera, the timestamp of the image, and you need to be careful though. if there is one. It could be set to the manufacturer's factory setting or another time zone. And so photo forensics looks like this, and then verify exif looks like this. So this is the look for photo forensics. So you could choose a local file. Let's say we look at the same image we were looking at earlier, the image of this of the UNMISS chief in Juba, and yeah, if so, those who want to apply for US diversity visa information, you can do it here. And yeah, so you can upload the image here, and then it kind of now gives you sort of analysis information that you can use to carry on with your investigation. And then with if you have a URL, if the image is on the internet, you can just paste the URL here, and you should be able to get the information. It should be able to load, and then do that. So it only supports images in these formats. So if the image is not in any of these formats, it cannot be supported by this platform. I don't know why it's not loading. Yeah, so the photo forensics now gives us sort of, this is error level analysis to see whether there's some sort of manipulation that has happened to the image. So if a lot of, so this is an original image, because you see that it's kind of uniform everywhere. But then when you see that there's a lot of irregularities around the image in terms of the error level analysis, then they will see that. So when you come here again, you can come and see metadata, for instance. So it tells you, hey, this image is this is the encoding process, what. So it doesn't have enough metadata because it's been used a lot of times on social media. And so there's a lot of analysis that you can use here. It's a lot of information about this. So this is how the photo forensics works. And then we have the verify exif. You can again choose the image here. Let us use the same image. And then you can click view exif. Yeah, there's no thumbnail for this image, probably because it's been used on social media. It's not an original, but if it is an image, for instance, that is original, taken by a camera. Let me check if I have a camera image here. Let me check pictures that were taken recently here. Original images. Okay, let's look at the image of this guy. Let's view exif. This is an original camera photo. It tells you, you see, this image, it was taken by this kind of camera, Nikon D7 model. It was taken on this day at this time. The resolution was this. The flash use was this. The focal length, the exposure, the aperture, the what, a lot of GIF about this particular, because this is original. This is what we call the exif data, but it mostly brings when the image is original and stuff like that. And yeah, so that is metadata, and this is how photo forensics looks like you saw earlier. So the last question is, on what time and on what date and time was the image captured? So you should look at the timestamp. You can use it. We say that the majority of social media sites like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram strip off most of the original metadata from images when they are uploaded to their platforms. So you can look at the weather conditions like wolfraalpha.com. Then we have sun calculator. And you can use other visual clues like clothes or newspapers. So with Wolfa Alpha, this is how it kind of looks like. It looks like this. And then we have Suncal. So Wolfa Alpha, we can use it to sort of look at, yeah. So it has a lot of stuff for computational intelligence and things for tech, including measurements, units, transportation, small topic. And you can also get some of its apps. It has apps here, mobile apps, and you can do touring and stuff like that. And you can sort of do so it also has a Pro one and it has a free one. And I'm not getting what exactly I wanted. I don't know why. I'm not getting what exactly I wanted. I don't know why. But then I should check it out again. And then here we have the Suncal. It's telling me it can't load properly. So this one here is again very technical. It needs a lot of calculations for you to be able to do things properly here, which will take time. We need to do it, but it helps calculate shadows, especially. Let's say with this color. Yeah, so when you do calculations and then you can kind of then determine how stuff looks like for you in determining the shadows and stuff like that. So you could use visual clues, like I said, clothes, newspapers, and stuff like that. So you can also look at the time zones on social networks. On Twitter, the time looks like this. On Facebook, time looks like this. On YouTube, time looks like this. And on these dates on Pacific time, and you should also look clearly on how these time zones look like, so that it can kind of give you information on when the particular post was shared. And then yeah, so I was telling you guys about this. So this is how the time looks like on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, and in Pacific time. So you should view the embed code to see exactly when a photo or video was posted. And that can help you and give you some heads up as you do your investigation. And at what location was the image captured? So this you can check geo tags. You can double check if they're accurate. You can compare to social media posts. You can check satellite imagery. You can use visual clues. You can read comments, and you can use local sources. So one of the geolocation tools you can use is Google Earth. Another one is Google Maps. Another one is Wikimapia. Another one is Wikimapia. Another one is OpenStreetMap. Where is it? OpenStreetMap. Why is it not showing me? And then there's Zoom Earth. So for instance, let us start with Google Earth. So Google Earth is still loading. it's always more or less like an app. I have the app, and then yeah, so the Google Earth looks like this, and you can kind of perform searches. Yeah, South Sudan, a country in North Africa, and it brings you to South Sudan. Now you see South Sudan is here, and you want to see Juba. Yeah, so you want to view Juba and stuff like that. So you can bring it closer and you can see specific locations, and you want to see how they look like and stuff like that. So this is how it can give you clues, especially if you see like you see Jebel Lado Primary School, I see St. Thomas Chapel, and so you can view closely, and it can give you satellite images of the specific places and stuff like that. Yeah. And then we have Google Maps. So Google Maps is here, and Google Maps also help you check location of places. For instance, let's say you want to check Juba International Airport. Juba International Airport, you can click here, and this is Juba International Airport, and you can view satellite imagery. So this is how the airport kind of looks like. You see, this is examples of planes on satellite imagery and stuff like that. Yeah. So this is how. So if you want to, if you have never been to Juba International Airport, you can see how it kind of looks like. What is the arrangement of Juba International Airport? So that somebody will not lie to you that hey, Juba International Airport looks like this or it's not like this. See? So, so these are the satellite imagery that are provided by Street View, and yeah, So yeah, so this is one thing you can do, and another one is Wikimapia, as you are seeing on your screen. So Wikimapia, again, you can kind of check for places. You can check, for instance, cities, no objects found. You can check for places like, you can add a place if you want. You can check for, it's having a lot of restrictions. But then this is something that you can try out at your free time. And then we have the Zoom Earth. So Zoom Earth is, again, for instance, we have South Sudan here, and this is live satellite. Yeah, you can do live satellite like this, and you can sort of zoom places. Yeah, so these are tools that you can use for geolocation and can help you a lot in your process of investigation. Yeah. And then the last one is to determine the possible crowd size. For instance, politicians sometimes they can lie, or they can show that, hey, we had a rally and over 1 million people showed up at Dr. John Garang Mausoleum to attend our rally. So you can sort of use mapchecking.com to see the possible number of people a particular place can accommodate. Maybe if people say that, hey, this number of people showed up for the show for this particular person and stuff like that. So what you can do is it can sort of estimate the particular number of people that a place can accommodate. Let's look at Nyakuron Cultural Center, Nyakuron Cultural Center in Juba, and then we want to see Why is it not bringing for me? I'm not seeing it. I've searched and it's not bringing for me. Okay, let's look at Dr. John Garang Mausoleum. Yeah, Dr. John Garang Mausoleum is here. Yeah, so we want to see what is the possible number of people that a particular place can take. Then you can kind of just draw around and you can see, you want to see what is the rough estimate that Dr. John Garang Mausoleum can take. And like this, you can just draw around and see the rough estimate number of people that can be accommodated at Dr. John Garang Mausoleum, like this, like this, like this, yeah, like this. Yeah, so like this now, you see it tells you here, 246,778 people. This is a rough estimate of the number of people that can be accommodated at Dr. John Garang Mausoleum. So that like when people tell you millions of people, you say, no, this place has no capacity to hold millions of people. You see? So this is how the mapchecking.com works. And yeah, so what are the motivations? Context is key. You need to always read between the line and make sure that sources are transparent. And you can verify Twitter accounts by using this follow.me to botometer. All this, they sort of check whether an account is a bot or it's not a bot. And we have meme annotation, sort of, we use this, and it's going to take long, our time is up. So yeah, so guys, if there are any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, I'm very tired now. Do you have any questions? Do you guys have any questions? I see somebody saying they need attendance. The attendance is here. So, for you guys, you need to always make sure that you find credible sources online, and these sources can serve as a good starting point for trying to find the best data. And you need to always keep in mind that you cannot merely take any statement and assume it is the best and latest data. So you need to always get in touch with the source to find out if you're looking at the latest research results. You need to cross-check information against other sources, or you need to contact an expert. And sources of information can be statistical agencies. Like in the case of South Sudan, we have the National Bureau of Statistics, and we have international organizations like the United Nations and the World Bank. These days, a lot of people depend on statistics from these agencies. And then we have leading universities like the University of Juba, like research institutes like the Sud Institute, the Institute for Social something. We have government bodies. We have professional bodies like the Doctors Union, like the Nurses Union and stuff like that. We have reputable peer-reviewed journals. Do we have journals in South Sudan? And then we have experts like professors in the universities, like doctors in their fields, fraternal organizations like 211 Check can also be sources of information. So you can find credible sources online. So international sources of information on health. You can go to Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation, healthdata.org. You can go to institutions like the World Health Organization, WHO.int, World Bank, worldbank.org, UNICEF, unicef.org. Sources of COVID-19 data, the World Health Organization, the National Ministries of Health or Departments of Health, Pointers Coronavax database. And then we have Africa Check. They have an info finder tool, and you can check that. And yeah, so guys, Do you have any questions? Any questions?